great topic, and you must be the great audience that I have this morning. And we are going to be doing what we normally do. Please pick this link, take it up, and you get it from your Facebook. Send it on your Facebook, send it on your YouTube, send it to your WhatsApp groups. Let everybody know that today we have a great opportunity to hear great things that we have lined up for you, and we are going to be having a panel that like no other. This is what somebody said, that the future of the mobile, the future of mobile is the future of online, and applications play a major role for access. And today we have app developers in the house. Please get ready. Some of you have been thinking on how to change your idea into something that people can see all over. This is the day. Prepare your questions and let's get ready for today's morning digest. Remember, this is Elevate TV, advancing a kingdom lifestyle. My guests today, I have Joshua and Kelvin. Joshua, yes. Karibu. This is Elevate.
Thank you very much.
Good. Please introduce yourself. You know, this is a place. This is a place of opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah. It will be the day.
Right. I'm Joshua Mwamba. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Pentagy Limited.
You say penance.
Pentagy.
Pentagy. Lift
yes.
your voice a little bit. We want to hear you. So, Kelvin, please. Look at that camera. Let me know.
So I'm Kelvin Gikonyo. So I'm Kelvin Gikonyo, co-founder at Pick Drive and also the acting CTO. So yeah, at Pick Drive.
CTO, founder.
Okay, it just means
I'm just your host. I'm just your host. Yeah. We are talking about apps, and let me just know about how you ended up, how you started that out and how it came up. About were you thinking about apps when you're growing up, or it's just something that you stumbled into?
Well, I've always had a keen interest in technology, and I found myself in that space after doing software engineering in campus, and I just drove myself into finding out how these things are done, how apps are made, and here I am, a few years later, doing exactly what I love. Yes.
Guys, apps. Ken, were you beaten by your dad? Nataka apps.
No, not really actually. But I have also been always interested in computing. So I started out in campus and went towards hardware side. But along the way, I fell in love with actually making things work. That is in the software department. Wow. So I kind of shifted from hardware back to software. So yeah, and
like
that's where
we say it's how you got interested in how things work.
Yeah.
Somebody said there's a way things work, and you need to work them out.
Yeah.
And just as a beginner, let me ask you, what is the world without apps?
I think actually it is very empty. Considering where we have come technologically up to this point, if you pull back all the applications that people are using, you are left with maybe a desolate generation. Because you find that people have come to rely on things like WhatsApp for communication. It has even taken into business where you have WhatsApp calls preferred over actual voice calls, because you find that it is maybe cheaper or provides more convenience than traditional means. So if you move the applications that people are currently using right now, the society probably will not function as we have gotten used to it to this point.
But we grew up in an appless organized world.
Yeah, the problem is the way people behave. Once you have gotten used to something and then it is taken away from you, then you are left stranded.
Left empty.
Yes.
Yeah. Joshua, just on that same point, if we remove apps and we are left where we are, is it just apps or is it solutions? Are we looking for solutions, or are we just creating apps so that we can have apps?
Well, I believe every app solves a particular problem, has a particular objective in mind. So as much as we are just creating, we have to have something in mind that we are solving. And not just solving, what is it, how is it making our lives better? So there has to be a drive or a motive that literally makes the whole development process worth it.
the doctor would put in orders from, from the city,
Yes.
and they would be sent with a drone. And this is an African country, and it's just a development by a young guy.
Yes.
I mean, are we going to see much of that?
Definitely. It's almost inevitable because we have the infrastructure, the facilities that make this possible. And within a few years, we're going to have something similar here. It's almost inevitable. The penetration of mobile technology and internet is very widespread here in Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya is big time.
Yeah, so that gives us the leeway and the infrastructure to make things like that possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a lot of that, eh?
Yeah.
Ken, are you going to be, if we say we're going to see a lot of that, we must see a lot of Ken, we must see a lot of Josh.
Yeah, definitely.
Sikue tu tunaongea vitu huko. Utakuwa.
So we are always trying to innovate, come up with a new solution, help solve something.
Ebu, try and answer this for me, both of you guys. Our education system.
Yeah.
Na sitaji kitu yote.
Okay.
Sitaji kitu yote. Na kitu ina trend, sitaki kutaja. Is it geared towards a kind of, solution providers? Those are things you now begin to navigate when you're in college. And what would you actually say? Because I think in the way our education is structured, both primary and secondary, it is not solutions based. But when you look at nations like Japan, nations like Israel, nations in the West, children are beginning coding at a very young age. Yeah. Thank God even for internet, because now we can take our children through coding online.
Exactly.
What did you say about this education system? Or let me ask you this way.
Yeah.
Let me come this other way.
Okay.
What would have happened if you began coding or getting, handling software and computers when you were like 9 years?
Okay, I think if I started back then, the solutions I would be crafting right now would be more advanced than what I'm doing right now. Because this is something you learn from experience, and as you move on, you become better at what you're doing. So, of course, the delay in time that when I started this has to impact something. Because if you start early, then you get done with the easy steps far along earlier. So when it comes way later, you now move your targets and goals to a challenging problem. Right now, maybe when you are starting, it's hard to take on a challenging solution, because honestly you're also trying to navigate through the whole experience, how you craft something, how you put it into the market. But if you had started this way earlier, then right now you would probably be dealing with a bigger problem than you're solving. Wow.
Friends, you better hear this out, because some of you have solutions that can be helped here. And we're going to be talking to, I'm going to begin taking questions from all of you. So please prepare your questions. Ask them whatever you think we can ask. Again, I want to ask you, please pick this up, and let's not just watch on television. Those of you on Elevate TV, please send it out to everybody. Let's interact. Let's interact, so that at least at the end of this, we can all learn something, because the goal of this is to build somebody's confidence, build somebody's dream, and also show that it is possible. Josh.
Yes.
What is the process? You said, I'm coming back to your answer. You said apps is about bringing solutions and making our lives better.
Yes.
Let's take me through a process of, if I wanted an application, what is the process? You don't give me the techie words.
Yeah.
Just say, enda sokoni, toa mboga, kuja nyumbani.
I'll try it. Well, I think just as any other innovation, whether it's tech-based or not, there has to be an issue that you're addressing, or a particular problem that you're solving. I always say this, that when you're doing an app, it starts off from the problem that you're solving. It never starts off technically. It starts off with the issue that you're addressing. So once you get something that you're solving, and you innovate and you see how you're doing it differently, that dictates how you're going to build your app. So that is the initial stage for, I believe, every sort of app. And from there now you sit down, you deliberate, okay, how does this work? who are you targeting? Because that also plays a huge role when it comes to
your target consumer.
Exactly. Yes, because it has to be very specific to the needs of the person that you're solving. So from there now you just sit down, you deliberate. How will it work now technically? And you translate whatever design that you have into a technical process.
Okay.
And then from there you get now into the big words that you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, the big words. You don't know the big words.
Yes.
And in that process, how long would it take, Kevin, my friend?
It varies depending on what you're trying to solve. So because I believe for you, before you start doing anything technical,